guys, my name is Megan and today I have a bookshelf tour for you. Okay, so today's bookshelf tour is not going to be quite like a lot of other booktubers' bookshelf tours. I'm not going to go through every single book that I have. I will go through probably some of them just so we can have, you know, a basic look over of what I've got. Otherwise, you guys probably see all the titles. If we went into every book that I have here, it would be a little ridiculous. So, with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so this is the top of one of my bookshelves. There's a lot of stuff up here. As you can see, I've got a ton of dragons. And then my grandma made me this lovely little miniature library, which I love to pieces. It's so cute. I've got several pop figures, lots of dragons as you can see, old school projects that I did for one of my photography classes. Got letters from authors. First shelf down, here's an overview. Up here in the corner we've got all of my comic books. So I've got my Mercy Thompson comics, my Spider-Man Deadpool crossover, my Red Robin comics, and my Red Hood comics. So there's also a copy of Great Gatsby, that's my sister's. So I've got my Anne Bishop books. Those are the Otherworld books that I love to pieces. Got a couple other books down there. And then, move baby, I have this cute little cross stitch. And then I have my Tanya Huff books, which I absolutely adore. Then I've got Rapunzel, and then my Glass Bear duology, Daughter of the Pirate King, Carry On, Aristotle and Dante. And then I've got a bunch of indie published books that are some of my favorites, as well as a game there. And then under the indie published books, I have my Welcome to Night Vale books. Okay, so second shelf down. Okay, so there's your overview. Okay, so starting in this corner, all of these books up to here are all my Tamora Pierce books set in Tortall. We also have one of my old cameras, my Harry Potter one that lights up, Luna and Dobby and Wally, another dragon, a bunch of crystals and stuff. There's also a Gaston keychain and more crystals and postcards and stuff. Then we have my Darker Shades of Magic series, as well as Dust City. And then this is the first of two things of bookmarks. And then I have my Witchland series books. Then I've got tons of bookmarks. This was a gift from my dad. It's a little bookcase for carrying things. Okay, and in the bottom shelf of this bookcase is all of the books that I'm planning to unhaul, plus this pile here. So this shelf is like the worst organized of the bunch. And then this is just a stack of lenses. Like seriously, this is so unorganized. It's ridiculous. There's just books shoved everywhere. This is a more recent pile. I think I just did an unhaul on these. So that's not even all of them. There's also this stack that I have a camera sitting on top of. That is all unhaul as well. Alright, so that's it for this particular shelf. We'll be moving on to the next one. Okay, so the next shelf over, or the white shelf that I've shown in videos, this is the one that I film in front of when I'm filming at home. So this is the top shelf for this one. I've got a lot of my dragons up here. I've got pin organizer, a lot of my dragons. There's some Harry Potter stuff, and I was a very big fan of Naruto for a long time, so I've got some Naruto masks over there. So now onto second shelf. So again, a lot of my dragons live on this shelf. So first on this shelf are my Chronicles of Nick books. I have the screenplay for the Crimes of Grindelwald, and then I have my How to Raise and Keep a Dragon book, and then tons of my dragon figurines. Next shelf down, this one is a lot of my mass market paperbacks, as well as some more dragon figurines and a couple of pop figures, which everything seems to have gotten out of order. So these up to here are my October Day books, and then from this one over, these are my Jane Yellowrock books, and then there's a little bit of extra room over here, so I do have the couple of reading journals that I haven't used tucked over there, as well as a jewelry making kit that I got from Owl Crate. Okay, and then the last shelf. This is probably the most barren shelf that I have, but it's for good reason. This particular stack of books over here, these are all of my Percy Jackson books. So we've got Red Pyramid, Throne of Fire, the Heroes of Olympus, plus this one, and then Percy Jackson. And these are the coffee table editions of Percy Jackson's Greek Gods and the Greek Heroes. So then this little stack here is what I've finished for this month. These are just waiting to be taken to my filming space so I can get my video filmed for that. And this space is where I put the books that I'm going to be filming videos about eventually. If I'm working on ideas, I'll just stack things over here that I'm thinking of. But yeah, that's where I put all of my stuff so I have it ready to go and I can just put it in a bag and go to my filming space. So that is it for this particular shelf. Okay, so here is an overview for this particular shelf. Okay, so up top here, this is my other mug of bookmarks and pens and whatnot. I've got my water bottle that I got from Owl Crate not too long ago. I've got a notebook, several notebooks actually, in dragon figurines. This is my manageable stack of TBR for right now. This is the next couple of months of what I'm planning to read. We'll talk about that in a TBR video. On to the first shelf. This shelf pretty much has a lot of just urban fantasy books. So here are all of my Mercy Thompson books. Over here are my Alpha and Omega series books. We've also got Wolfsong, and then my Iron Druid books back here. And then of course some dragons and a snow globe with the crystals in it. Okay, and then bottom shelf is pretty interesting, if I do say so myself. So we've got my copy of Tea Dragon Society, which I love. So behind Tea Dragon Society, I've got the first 3 books in the Soulwood series, as well as the Jane Yellowrock short story omnibus. And then from about here all the way to the end of the shelf, those are all of my Elemental Assassins books. And then over here in this top corner, these are my Web Mage books. I love these to pieces. These are my favorite series of all time. Maybe not all time, but it's definitely one of my favorites. Then we have some more dragon figurines, because why not? And that is that for this shelf. Okay, so here is the overview for the next shelf. So this shelf is pretty much full of my paranormal romance, maybe not quite romance, but there's quite a few romances on this shelf. So behind the Dragon Terrarium, we have Omerta, which is an independently published book. We have Fangs for the Memories. Those ones are really interesting. We have Chloe Neal's first book in the Devil's Isle novels. I actually have quite a few first books in the series that I haven't gotten around to getting the rest of yet on this shelf. So I have Urban Shaman, Ill Wind, Brownies and Broomsticks, Stormborn, First Grave on the right. And then we get over here. So I have the first 2 books in the Midnight Texas series, Midnight Crossroad, and then Day Shift. And then I also have my Succubus Blues series. So then I also have the first 2 books in the Whisper Hollow series, and then Level Grind, which is a first omnibus and a bunch of short stories set in the same universe. And then of course we have a ton of dragons, and there's a candle. This bottom shelf is pretty much the dumping ground for all of my really old YA. So I've got most of my Harry Potter books, what I could find of my Artemis Fowl books, and then behind that I have my Alex Rider books. And then of course a couple of dragon figurines, my cute little koala, and then a vinyl figure. Okay, and here is the overview for the last shelf, which is super nice and organized. Behind this little dragon, I have the rest of my Yasmin Gelnorn books. So I have the Otherworld series, most of them here, and then a couple up there, and then the spin-off series, the Fly by Night Investigation series, full of candles, my Robin Hood pop figure. This is a really old family camera that I have, and then all of my Encrypted series books back there. And then this bottom shelf is kind of another dumping ground for my old YA stuff, and I've actually cleaned this out recently, so I actually have space over here now. So these are my Stephenie Meyer books, Twilight and the Host, and then I have another Owen Colfer book, the Half Moon Investigations, Caraval, and Girls of Paper and Fire, and then a couple of dragon figurines. And then cleared out this space because I have You guys have probably seen my TBR cart. It's full of books and I had to have somewhere to put them. All right, so that is it for this shelf as well as the bookshelf tour. All right, guys, that was everything for this bookshelf tour. I hope you guys had fun following me around my bookshelves. If you have any questions, let me know down below. How do you guys organize your bookshelves? Let me know down below as well. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the notification button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.